Hi guys, and welcome to a new video from Mobile Info Tech. I'm your host Gash75 again, and today we're going to unbox and take a first look at the new Redmi Note 10S. Hi guys, before we begin, I would like to thank everybody that has subbed along the way in the last few weeks. And I'm proud to say that we're now on the road to 600 subscribers. So if you like content like this, like the video and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss out on any other content on my channel. With that said, let's do the unboxing. The Redmi Note 10S comes in a standard for Xiaomi Redmi box. We have here the annotation Redmi Note 10S and also the sneer at Huawei with easy access to the Google apps you use most. Over here I do have 6 GB of RAM, 128 GB of storage, and I do have the device in a pebble white. Let's go ahead. Other than that, these are the basic specs of the Redmi Note 10S. 64 megapixel quad camera, 6.43 AMOLED dot display, MediaTek Helio G95 octa-core processor, and a whopping 33 watt fast charging and a big 5000 milliamp hour battery. So let's unwrap this guy. Of course, immediately we are presented by this beautiful pebble white color. It's really pretty, guys. It looks really fancy, gives the device a real nice appeal, and also the silver colored sides accentuate this even further. Really nice. Reminds me a little bit of the Note 8 Pro in white. Plastic bag, of course, but feels really solid, guys. Well, if we just quickly go for the specs of the device again, 6.43 inch AMOLED display, 60 Hz with a hole punch. And actually, what's very interesting is indeed that it is AMOLED, and therefore it also has an always-on display capability, which you can see here. And that's really fancy for such a cheap device. And I think this device retails for around 200 euros if you can find the right price. So that's very nice. On the bottom we have a speaker, the USB Type-C port, charging port, and the 3.5mm headphone jack. That is very nice. On the side here we have a micro SD card slot and SIM slot. So that's very nice. On the top we have another speaker, which is just incredible, and we have the infrared blaster that we've seen on other Xiaomi devices. And if we check out the ultra premium camera setup, as they call it, we have a 64 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide sensor, and just 2 obligatory little tiny lenses here in the middle, both 2 megapixel. One for macro, one for depth shots, but I wouldn't really call them useful or anything like that. And that is of course something I will further explore when I'm testing the camera on this device. So let's see what comes in the box actually. Yeah, it's just your standard Xiaomi fare really. So we have the charger, of course, as previously mentioned, with the nice orange accents. It's 33 watts, so nothing special in terms of Xiaomi, but very special in terms of Android, with the orange cable you can see here. Never really back those because I've got plenty of chargers laying around. And in here we have all of the extra tools. So we have the SIM eject tool, and we have a typical Xiaomi clear case, which looks pretty good, pretty stretchy, and also pretty important, if you can see that the device has a pre-installed screen protector on the device, so that's really nice. Let's just see real quickly what it looks like with its case on. Okay, well, that's easy. Should we think it would be? Looks pretty nice, preserves the nice color of the device. So definitely something to start with, and very nice if you actually want to see the beautiful white color of the device. What I also find interesting and intriguing is always how such a cheap device compares to its more expensive siblings. So right here I have it next to its other white companion, my Mi 10 Pro 5G from last year. And you can see it's a different hue of white, but I think in terms of elegance and product identification, I think it looks, they look like their family, and I think that's very nice that they've managed to pour over the identity of what Xiaomi has now, which are very nice built phones, onto their more cheaper devices. I mean, this device has so many design cues from more expensive devices, and that's just really nice to see that they actually managed to incorporate that successfully on a cheaper device, which is not every brand is capable of, to be honest. So if we take a closer look at the device, like I said, feels really nice in the hand. Somebody out there knows what the procedures would be, so to speak. And we've got a volume rocker here on the right side actually, and also power lock key that also serves as a fingerprint sensor reader. So that's very nice. And as you can see, it works pretty fast. So looking at the screen now, it looks pretty nice. It's very fluid, even though despite being just 60 Hertz. And also I think what's very important, as you can see, it gets fairly bright and it makes it pretty readable outdoors. I will of course make videos on that. Just let me know in the comment section what you would like me to cover on this device. But yeah, the device is powered by the Helio G95 MediaTek processor, which is an octa-core processor, and actually should have performance similar to that of the 732G, that is it's in this guy's bigger sibling, and regular Mi 11 Lite 4G, for example. So that makes it a pretty compelling device. We do see here on the front a bit of a chin, which is a bit of a bummer, but overall the bezels are very slim, and of course we see the punch hole here that the iPhone 14 is getting apparently, and we see that here already on an AMOLED screen, very nicely done on a relatively cheap device. You can see even on a black background it really makes it disappear a bit, so those are very nice things to see on such a cheap device. What else can I tell you about the device? It's not really a thin device, although it does feel slightly compact. It's only 8.3 millimeters, so not that thick. And also it's just 178 grams, and I think that's a big plus because it's very nice and lightweight. And also the design on the side, just like its other Note 10 siblings, it has a slight curve, really nice. Also the same kind of grip that I get from a device like the Poco F3, but lighter and just slightly more manageable. I said earlier the device can be had with 4 or 8 gigabytes of RAM. This one has 6 gigabytes of RAM. This is a European model, global model, and it has a massive 5,000 milliamp hour battery. All of that, of course, I will elaborate on a full review of this guy and let you know what the battery life is like. I can already tell you, of course, the processor is much less powerful than other mid-range phones, like slightly higher mid-range phones like the Mi 11 Lite 5G that I reviewed on my channel, and also, for example, the Poco F3, which is slightly more expensive but has a much more powerful processor. But in terms of efficiency, battery endurance, this device is one of the best in its class, I believe. So the device, of course, is running MIUI 12.5. How does it feel? It feels very fluid. Even at 60 Hz, you do see a little bit more of ghosting, of course, as you can see here. But I do have to say, the overall experience is pretty smooth. Transitions go pretty well. Gestures are done pretty good. We also have RAM management that's being done very nice. So yeah, there's not much to complain about with this device, I have to say. So I found an interesting clip, new text.
If she's right, how many other victims are there?
Let's check that. So it does look very sharp, 1080p plus, of course. AMOLED, so nice contrast on the video.
Have you learned nothing?
Great contrast. Good sound as well.
A lot of folks get queasy at the sight of blood.
You can hear stereo.
It's a scary world out there.
I do have to say the bottom speaker is a lot more powerful.
Monsters walk among us. I might still be a monster.
Very nicely done. So I do have to say, gestures are always something I need to get used to. Of course, in the settings you can always use either gestures or on-screen buttons. So yeah guys, that's been it for me on this video on this device. And just ask me in the comments what you would like to see in future videos. I mean, obviously the camera should be pretty interesting. As you can see here, I mean, how does it perform with taking photos? You do see it's not the fastest shutter, but it's still very reasonable. So yeah guys, hit me up in the comments, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more coverage on this device, the Redmi Note 10S. I'll see you guys in the next video.